Our final journey brings us to the most sobering of our tales. A serious expose questioning what it means to live with the internet or to live through the internet. I will not resort to my usual bag of tricks on this one. No jokes, no puns, no witty commentary. Just a somber reflection that reveals the deep respect that I have for this unbelievably powerful tale that I am about.
Namaste, and welcome to Meditation Safety. Today we're going to cleanse the root chakra. Now, to find the root chakra, locate the halfway point between the genitals and your...
5 seconds! I had 5 seconds and you couldn't even give me that!
Well, this all was part of the compromise, remember? We made omelets.
This was the only serious video we had, and you're fucking it up with your new age... Fuck!
Well, that would make sense. The root chakra does govern fornication. I'll tell you what, perhaps we can compromise again. Together, you and I can learn a thing or two about fornicating, and then you can show your piece.
You let me show the film?
That too.
Well, with that remarkable lead-in, I present to you Dark Side of the Internet.
The internet is an ever-growing system that's becoming more and more a part of our daily lives. It's a tool that you can use from almost anywhere, being able to access it from your PC, your phones, Blackberries, and home consoles. It allows businesses to communicate with people from all over the world, allows a person to express themselves creatively from the comfort of their own home, using any mediums available to them. People can use it to speak their mind, form new relationships, and showcase their talents, be they musical, comedic, athletic, or just use it to show what their own imagination is capable of.
The internet is both terrible and amazing. Terrible because it's chock full of bullies, cliques, melodrama, and conspiracy theorists. And amazing because it's also chock full of brilliant resources, great content, amazing people, and the opportunity to do some truly unbelievable stuff.
One great thing about online media and the internet is it allows pretty much anybody with an opinion or something to say the outlet to say so. And essentially what we have is the massive wealth of human knowledge right at our fingertips.
It's the tool that connects everyone, and thanks to its ever-growing influence, it continues to take the market, the media, the entertainment world, and just how we live our daily lives in an entirely new direction.
It's where I met my boyfriend, it's where I get to talk to my boyfriend, it's where I get to talk to my friends, where I get to make my money. It's kind of a big deal, and some people don't really understand that.
We are probably the most knowledgeable generation just simply because we just have the access to all that information at the same time. You can learn about people, you can learn about science, you can learn about mathematics. It is so much easier for people to just interact with each other as well.
As each new generation of tablet and computer move things further and further into the technological world, the days of high street shops with DVDs and games bought over the counter seem to be fading into obscurity. With the internet, you don't need to go to your local store to buy the latest DVD. You can simply log into a website and have the product delivered to your door. For some, even that is too long a wait. So why not download the product and watch it an hour after clicking the download button? The days of waiting a week for the next episode of your favorite show, waiting to meet with friends to talk about the latest craze, are over. Now you can just log into a chat room, a forum, or just a conference call with friends online. These are just some of the gifts the internet gives us. Spread worldwide, it allows a person living in Australia and a person living in Austria to strike up friendships for life, despite never physically meeting.
With the advent of technology, we no longer expect that we have to wait, and we no longer really expect that we have to put in quite as much effort to get a lot of the stuff that we have to get done. done?
Anyone has an opinion, be it the racist, the homophobe. We all get to hear what they think, and unfortunately, it's kind of hard to filter through it no matter what you're doing.
There are also some people whose messages are just hateful or stupid, and they wouldn't have to be seen by anyone if it wasn't for the ease of this medium.
And there's also the fact that as much as you can get your opinion out there, you might never be as popular as a funny cat video. That's always a downside.
This is just an example of both the good and the bad that the internet can bring. Good, because it allows people to get what they want when they want it. But it also showcases the lack of patience shown by the consumer and an ever-growing distance between people because, whereas before, viewers would happily wait for the next episode of their favorite show, now, people are less likely to be as patient and will instead look for the episode online, sometimes going so far as to download it illegally, developing the belief that because it's on the internet, it should be free. While it's great to be able to buy a product online and watch your favorite shows, it's also a system that is slowly killing the once thriving high street market and proves that, like everything, there are always two sides to every story, and where there's a positive, there is always a negative, and the internet is no exception. This is just a sample of the negatives that the internet can hold. This is the dark side of the internet. While the positives of the internet can be viewed as beneficial to both us and society in general, there are just as many negatives that are not only viewed as a detriment to society, but can paint human beings in a harsh, distinctly negative light. These can range from copyright infringement to bullying, harassment, stalking, verbal abuse, mental abuse. The list can go on, creating between them an integral web that connects them in some way. However, to break them all down would take far too long, so this documentary is here to present the ABCs of the internet's dark side, and to hopefully make anyone who watches it think next time they find themselves falling into any of the following traps.
There are always going to be some deeply disturbed individuals who think that stalking, harassment and death threats are the correct response to, I do not like this thing on the internet.
Like so many avenues that connect both the good and the bad together, the internet grants many people its most powerful and valued gift, which is aided thanks to the internet's role in the rise in global communication, allowing people from all over the world to speak their mind and voice their opinion, sometimes publicly in front of a camera, and other times anonymously, using audio tracks or just simple text messaging. Thanks to the growth and popularity of social media sites like YouTube, everyone with an opinion can voice it, leading to the inevitable problem that eventually people won't agree with you, or as is often the case, will flat out disagree with you. Comparing this scenario to a real-life situation, meeting a total stranger and getting into a discussion with them about politics, religion, video games, your favorite sport, or favorite show, you will more than likely disagree on a number of issues, but more often than not, it will be a casual debate where neither one of you is right and no mudslinging and name-calling will ever come into effect. When it comes to the internet and you're not sitting opposite the person you're having this disagreement with, the conversation is more than likely to go in one of three ways. Number 1, treat it as a face-to-face encounter. Put your views forward and respectfully come to the conclusion that you both have different opinions that make neither of you right, but are able to respectfully disagree with each other, maintaining your own belief, but not at the expense of the person seated opposite you. Number 2 is fairly common on the internet, and that can be to forcefully put your views forward, using a confrontational tone or aggressive text to try and overpower the person you disagree with, reinforcing your point at the expense of listening to the other person's opinion. Number 3 is sadly the most frequent when posting online, and that is to attack the person, viewing them as an opponent, someone who doesn't agree with you and is therefore an enemy, and, by the sheer fact that they don't agree with you, is seen as an insult against you, your character, and your beliefs, which usually results in name-calling, threats, lies, insults, and a strong use of profanity. This very reaction to a disagreement in opinion when it comes to the internet gives way to one of the previously mentioned greatest gifts the internet can offer someone, something they are able to exploit at their leisure with no reprimand or consequences, so long as they are careful, and this is the gift of anonymity. Imagine the scene. Sitting at your computer talking to someone and having no idea about who they really are. Maybe they're younger than you, maybe older, maybe the same age, maybe the same sex. They may even be you, and while you can't see them and they can't see you, having that gift of anonymity can work both ways, because it can give you that extra burst of courage, allowing you to say things to this person that you might never dare say if you were face to face with them. But what about when that turns into a debate? What about when your opinions are attacked just because the poster doesn't agree with what you have to say? What about when you're being taunted and sworn at, sometimes from people who should know better, but other times from children, typing words and language they would never use if they were standing face to face with you, mostly because...
Who's your mother now, bitch?
People who think they can do things without it ever getting traced back to them tend to do a lot stupider shit than they ever would otherwise.
And what happens when the ability to post and comment anonymously is used for something beyond simply disagreeing with an opinion and using it to childishly call someone names through a comment system? What are the consequences when the victim gets threats directed to their email, their Facebook page, or even their home address?
I guess that's something that I've experienced firsthand. People have anonymity, and so they say things to you that they wouldn't say in person. They have a mask to hide behind. And unfortunately, when you're in the spotlight, when you are a personality who has put themselves forward, people know you better than you know them, and that also makes you a target.
What about when the person is an older man or woman preying on a younger male or female, using anonymity to seek out their target, and then slip away after poisoning their mind into believing what happened was their fault, leaving them free to move on to their next target? The gift of anonymity leaving them with no traceable history of what has happened. What is there to stop the predator preying on the child, making demands that seem harmless, but then are suddenly viewable for the whole world to see? Who's to say it even has to be a predator? It could be a close friend, a love, or trusted confidant, a supposed moment of privacy now made public, a male or female, young or old, now humiliated in the public eye after betrayal of trust. At any age, an event like this can affect a person, and there are many examples of people, both children and adult, who have taken their lives because of an online prank, bullying, or because pictures are strewn across news sites, posted by the people they trust.
When you're online, you have to be so much more careful about your identity and maintaining a good, positive base because, let's face it, nowadays, your online identity is so important in order to maintain whatever hope you have for the future.
It's these very events that make the combination of A and B so harrowing. And because of this very ability to post anonymously to anyone on the internet, it plays a huge factor in probably the single biggest negative of not just the internet, but the world. This being bullying. With the ability to reach out and talk to anyone, the internet attracts people of all talents, but it can also attract people from all backgrounds too. And not everyone has a pleasant home or school life. Not everyone can read a comment and laugh it off, and no one in life is flawless and perfect. People every day struggle. They struggle through life, they struggle through school and work, they struggle with their society, their sexuality, their beliefs and their feelings. And to these people, people who are suffering in some way, they see the internet as a way to reach out for help.
People are individuals. They go through their own experiences that shape who they are, and you present the same situation, the same words to two entirely different people, and they will respond differently because they are just different.
I actually feel really bad for kids nowadays, considering that with Facebook and Twitter and the entire advent of social media, that there is no privacy. People can attack you at school, at home, no matter where you are, as long as you bother to partake in one of these services.
These can be people who feel lost and alone, people who yearn for a connection yet can't make one with the people they have around them, so they'll join a website, many a time anonymously, and bare their soul, looking for someone who feels the same, someone who might be going through what they are going through.
But online bullying, I'd say, probably extends to people who get bullied in real life, using it as a way to get back at people since they can be completely anonymous there.
More generally, though, people tend to engage in online bullying for the same reason that people engage in real-life bullying. For status or a feeling of power, or just to make themselves feel better about their own insecurities and frustrations.
But while the internet can be used by these people who are looking for help, it can also be used by others to heap abuse on the same person, mercilessly insulting them with taunts that they should kill themselves and that no one cares about them, picking at their fears and insecurities they've shared with the world.
Anyone who tells you, oh, it's just words, they're an idiot. words are important. Words have power and are the basis by which human beings interact with each other. Communication, speech, writing, words are everything. And as a writer, I always take that to heart.
They don't seem like real people. They seem like the same way we think of celebrities. And we say horrible shit about celebrities.